Hey everybody, welcome back to Exploring Temecula. So last week I took buyers out, they called me, they didn't really know what community in Temecula was going to work best for them. They really wanted an HOA community with different types of amenities, walking, swimming. So I took them to 4 of my favorite communities and it gave me an idea for a video. So today's video, we are going to talk about my personal 4 to 5 favorite communities in Temecula, what the HOA costs are, what are the amenities, to give you, the buyer or potential resident of Temecula, an idea of which community is going to work best for you. We are a licensed brokerage and appraisal company here in Temecula. We're here to help with any questions. Give us a call. Whatever your need is, even if you're just traveling here for vacation, we can point you in the right direction and give you some ideas of things to do. If you're looking for a home value, we have that in the description, along with the blog post that goes along with this HOA that probably just has a little bit more information. Sometimes I don't think of everything during these videos. So let's get into the video. Okay, so the first community I'm going to talk about is Harveston. Beautiful community. Some of the things that I personally like, I love the lake. It's a mile walking trail around the lake for those of you that like to get some exercise or walk their dogs in the morning. It has a junior Olympic sized pool. It has a water park. It has cabanas. It has a barbecue area. The community itself, I think, has a 17-acre sports park, soccer, baseball, picnic areas. Really when they first built this community, they wanted to set the standard for HOA communities, and I really think they hit the mark with Harveston. It's very convenient, right off the 15 freeway. So for those of you that are commuting to work, it's a quick drive just up to Murrieta Hot Springs, and one of the benefits is if you are working north, the congestion of traffic backs up south where the 15 and the 215 split, so you are missing a lot of that traffic many times. Another thing I like about Harveston, and this is the same for most communities throughout Temecula, is just the convenience of having everything local. Trader Joe's, Winco, Costco, gas stations, the Temecula Mall, food, anything that you need on a day-to-day basis to live your life, you're going to be within 5 minutes of this. So just the convenience of Harveston, absolutely awesome in my opinion. So next up, probably my top 1 or 2 favorite communities in all of Temecula. It's called Morgan Hill. Community center has a beautiful pool with nice views, tennis courts, tot lots. The HOA is going to run around $100 to $125 a month. Talking to some residents in Morgan Hill, they also have activities for kids at the community center. I am going to show some drone footage here. I'm telling you, it is a beautiful community. The one downside that I would say are the 2 things that you have to think about. Morgan Hill is a little farther out east, so it's going to take you a little longer to get to the freeway, and the tax rate is a bit higher in Morgan Hill compared to other communities in Temecula. But all in all, when you're driving through this community, you're going to see why this is one of the top communities in all of Temecula. Absolutely beautiful landscaping. And once you get to the actual community center, the pool is just unbelievable, and you really feel like you're in a resort, to be honest. So if you are looking for that type of thing, make sure you check out Morgan Hill. Hey guys, so next up, Paloma Del Sol. A few things that really stand out with this community. Number 1, its size. Just the 70 to 100 acre green space and park space inside the community is pretty awesome. Basketball courts, it's even got its own frisbee golf course. Another thing that's really unique to Paloma Del Sol is that it has 5 different pools throughout the community. One of the things that I was expressing to my buyers, a lot of these communities throughout Temecula, if it only has 1 pool, during the summer, the kids are off, it can get really busy. It's just less of that when you have that many pools. They're going to be not as large, less resort-like, but they're still very nice. And to be able to go to the pool and not have 1,000 people, when I was showing last week, we went around 11, 12 o'clock. There was nobody at one of the pools that we did show. So I just feel like there's going to be less, it's going to be less hectic and more relaxing just having the sheer number of pools available. Lots of walking paths. I think there's over 5 miles of walking paths within Paloma Del Sol. Just an absolutely great community for a young family, you know, or a retiree. It really doesn't matter, just depending on what you're looking for. Another thing with Paloma Del Sol that I really like is that overall, it's probably one of the more affordable communities in Temecula. I know home prices have gone through the roof, but you can still get something in Paloma Del Sol, you know, in between that $700 and $770 price range. Okay, so the next community I want to talk about was Meadowview. Very unique in my opinion. So Meadowview, for the person that would like a little bit more land, anywhere from, you know, half an acre up to 2 or 3 acres, I think, really have more of that rural feel, but also be right in the middle of Temecula. So as soon as you leave the community, you have everything that you need within 5 minutes of you. Meadowview is a place that I would definitely check out. I think it has a 360 acre sort of meadow or green space that a lot of people use for biking and I think horse riding. So if you are into horses, definitely check out Meadowview because it is zoned for horses in the community. The HOA, heated pool, tennis courts, basketball courts, and it's sort of unique because generally speaking, you don't have an HOA in horse property or a more of a rural area. So that is a pretty awesome thing to have. And also feel like you're living in the country. So Meadowview is definitely going to be in my top 4 to 5 HOAs in all of Temecula. If that interests you, definitely check it out. The home prices there are going to be, you know, on average a little more than other areas throughout Temecula, but you are paying for the acreage, you are paying for you know, the ability or availability of the equestrian center and being able to have horses, which can get expensive. Okay, and last we have Rorapal Ranch. One of the things that I really like about this community is although the homes are relatively new, or it's a relatively new community, the tax rate is still only, I think it's 1.5 to 1.6 total. So you are getting that new home feel or that new home community vibe without paying the, you know, 1.8 to 2% tax rate, which you know, I talk about this all the time. The newer the home, generally, the higher the tax rate. But in Meadowview, you're going to have a gated community, or sorry, in Rorapal Ranch, you're going to have a gated community. Sometimes it's guard gated, sometimes it's not. So if you're looking for strictly guard gated communities, it's not going to work because they don't always have somebody there 24 hours a day, but it is gated. The pool is beautiful. It's got tennis courts, really nice community. It's a smaller community. You know, just it's close to the wineries. One of the maybe downsides, again, similar to Morgan Hill, it is going to be a little bit of a drive to the 15 freeway, but it's a very pretty area, and you're going to have a lot of growth right in that area as well. You have Summers Bend that's being built. And again, if you're a fan of the wineries, you're very close to them as well. So there you have it, guys. 4 or 5 communities that I really like in Temecula that I think you should check out. If you have any further questions, if you want to know more about Temecula, please reach out to me. I can answer all of your questions. We can give you home values. We can give you an idea of what a house payment's going to be in certain areas. So thank you very much, and until next time from Exploring Temecula.